Hello, everyone. Welcome to Slay the Princess. This is a new psych thriller horror graphic novel style game. A make your own choices, choose your own adventure style of game that just popped up on my feed today, and I was really intrigued by it. And then I read some of the reviews and I looked at some of the art for it, and it's just fascinating. So I really don't know much about it other than the fact that if I go preferences, it gives me option to skip unseen texts or transitions or certain things, which lets me know that the game can branch off into multiple directions. And I think that's pretty cool. So let's just dive right into it. Let's see what's going on with this.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Fair enough. The end of the world? What are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though. Oh my god. Oh, there's so many options. I'm sorry, you can't actually see them all. So it looks like that's where everything is. There we go. Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress?
Kind of.
If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Okay, the narrator is giving me a very biased opinion here. But okay. Oh, so it really does let me just choose all of these options. Do I get some kind of reward? Let's find out.
But you'll have to slay her before you get it.
That's not an answer. I want to pressure him on that. Yeah, can you tell me what my prize is?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
I don't trust that. Can someone else do it?
Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
I love this perspective when I move the mouse. That's really, really cool. Okay. Well, I mean, let's press the main issue, I guess. What are you talking about?
About the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
But how can a princess locked away in a basement in the world?
Don't
Great question.
Linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Do you have any evidence to back this up? Great question.
You're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
No. As far as I know, I was just on a hike, and suddenly, some random voice in the sky is telling me I need to kill a princess. Ooh, okay. So now I'm getting more options as I'm exploring, which is fantastic. So I should keep exploring. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
I appreciate the mental exercise. We are running up against a bit of a ticking clock.
Are we?
Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. Before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
Okay.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and and there is no changing that.
Okay, but she's chained up. So how would she leave the
no
cabin?
Use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Okay, I only have 2 more explore options, so let's... Yeah, maybe I'm okay with it.
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Oh, you haven't met me.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Who's to say? Alright. So I can just ignore him. Just walk to the cabin on my own. Thank him. I'm sold let's get this over with is a wild choice. But I think I'm gonna go talk to her. Yeah. That seems like the right thing to do.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
Is that because they're honeyed words, or is it because she's a good person and you're an asshole? Let's find out!
Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Voice of the hero.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
What is happening? I don't have any other option. We go to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer
This is
of
cool.
dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
So I didn't even bring my own knife to do this job that apparently is so important it might end the world. I don't know. I'm gonna take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
And we go to the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
But she doesn't live here.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
She is a princess.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi, just checking in on you. Hey, I think I'm here to kill you. I'm gonna drop that.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Okay.
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
Hey, who needs the element of surprise? We're having fun here.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
I don't know who you are.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
What? No way? Yeah, it wasn't a joke. I haven't decided yet. I'm just here to talk, steal your nerves, and step forward. I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife, and the two of us just...
Is there anywhere my camera doesn't do that? I guess if she's there... Move the camera again.
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare.
Why are you two fighting? Who are you?
It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Damn right. Well, I don't want to do either. I want to hold on to the knife, but I don't want to seem threatening with it. I'll drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you.
Hey, no problem.
Against your better judgment, you step
Her eyes are
forward to
huge.
speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
Okay. It's there. There if I need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Ooh, look at all these explore! Okay. Let's start with... I'm here because you're supposed to end the world. Let's go right to the point.
Don't just tell her that.
No, we're figuring this out together, narrator.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so... dangerous?
Okay. So I'm still covering most of her words. Let's try bottom right. Let's do that. Whatever. And we'll just live with this decision. We'll live with it. Okay. No, and if I'm being honest, I'm more inclined to trust you than I'm inclined to trust them. Is not really how I feel. I haven't been told enough. I wasn't really expecting an answer for it. Let's find out. What are you going to do if I let you out of here?
Princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find meaningful.
Okay. That was worse, though. You understand how that was worse?
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
That's what I'm saying.
That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has
a fair point well made.
There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
Yeah.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear.
Yeah, no, I want to know if you just if you even just say, hey, I might kill one person because they locked me up here. That's a sick answer. I'm down for that answer.
But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
Yep, not much. Not
She's
much
right
at all.
about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
I don't like the confidence coming from her. I'm going to be very real. She seems to know she's got me on the hook, and then I'm probably going to let her go. Because I'm probably going to let her go.
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person. And a subjugating monarch, no less.
Subjugating who? Okay, so I've lost a few explore options from doing that. Okay. How long have you been down here? Great question.
Too long.
Mm-hmm.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
You're not giving me any either, my guy. Screw it. Are you coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
All right, fair enough. How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
Shut up.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
I don't like the portrait change that happened when we did
Her
that.
sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right?
She might be, and that's the most worrisome thing she said.
She is. I'm sure of it.
What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
Why?
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
All right, I could leave you here just for being an asshole. Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
I sure do. Okay. Slay the princess. I'm getting you out of here, or I'm going to keep you locked away. I want to know more.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
How? If you give me any bit of information on how that's possible, I will listen.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help.
I'd sure like to. However, I don't know what's
And
happening.
if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
All right.
You have to make
Don't
a
like
choice.
that.
Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Mm-hmm. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. I don't trust either of them. But I think I trust the narrator less. Because I physically just woke up and was told to do a thing. And I hate that, so...
Oh, for the love of...
Good. I'm glad you've come to your senses.
You're making a huge mistake.
Probably.
No, you're doing the right thing.
Thank you.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
All right, I'll give it a shot.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I think there's got to be a sweet zone like right here for my camera. But I don't care to find it. I don't. All right. And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas besides cutting you out of here? I'm going to go check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there. And if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you. Cool.
I'll be here.
I hope so.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Okay.
Is someone else here?
Try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Okay. Is that the case? All right.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her.
I knew
like
I shouldn't
you were
have fucking
supposed
trusted
to.
you.
Easier
That's
for
why I did.
whom? easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
But will she spare me? Because now we're kind of in this together. Now it's fuck the narrator. And I'm all in on team fuck the narrator. Save her. Let's save her.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's
Oh!
arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
I feel like we could have just did the hand at the wrist. We didn't have to go that. Okay.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
Not even phased. She's not even phased. Also, the art style makes it look like this isn't her mouth, but this is sometimes. Like, oh crap! I unleashed crazy.
She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Yeah, it's a little worrisome, but
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
let's do it.
No, we won't.
You and
have
I together.
Any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world.
Well, then you should have fucking done it.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Oh, he has control over the story.
This isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Whoa! Warn her. Warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect.
Yes, good, good.
Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
I don't want to get out of here alive. I'm just trying to... What is my icon symbol? Is it the knife? Oh, it's my hand holding the knife. Also, what's up with me? What's up with my body? What am I? No, resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
Oh, you're just going to take me out?
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
She is going to kill me.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck.
Jesus.
This is the end, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure seems like it.
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Chapter 2?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay.
You're here to slay her.
Oh, cool. Oh, you bastard.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time.
No, we haven't.
Don't forget what he did to us the last time around.
What?
I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm
Yeah.
inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way.
I think I've cracked this already. Or at least part of it. I think I've cracked part of it. I went in the first time only having the narrator and the voice of the hero in my head. Those were the only two, right? Now I have the voice of the skeptic. And I'm skeptical because of everything that just happened, right? I'm skeptical of the narrator because when I went in, I got locked and he almost forced me to do a thing. So what I think is the voice of the hero is the original iteration of whoever I am that went in and saved her somehow. Properly, thoroughly. And then it was reset. I think that's what's happening.
You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is?
Nah, I don't care. Nah, I don't care.
I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
Mm-hmm.
You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Nope, that's not why.
The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting.
Oh, this is good.
But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all.
Okay. Based on how much of the screen is getting covered up with these long sentences, I don't want to cover the right side, because those are my answers. So right here seems to be my best spot, so I need to really thread this needle. I think the narrator conversation is probably the most important. It's such a weird camera placement, but like, here we are. And I should get most of the princess. I might lose a little bit. But I think that's the only place I could put the camera.
Sure you are. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
That's a fair point, a fair and valid point.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
That is a good question.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
I don't know.
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to
I'm
do.
still Team Princess.
For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul.
I'm still Team Princess. I still think there's something more going on. I think she's fucked. I think there's something wrong with her, but I don't think it's quite what I'm being presented.
Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are.
Yeah, but you said that the last time and there was 3 of us. Now there's 4 of us.
You're talking in circles. No, I'm talking in facts.
Let's talk about this
Just
princess.
be quick about it.
The only reason she was even able to kill me last time was because I let her. All she did was slit my throat. How is she supposed to end the world? Great question. Who locked her in the basement and what is this place? Probably a better question.
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Who are people? Yes, okay. If people locked her away, then why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are.
I don't believe it for a second.
Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Don't buy into that.
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here? Yes, right. We're here because we're special.
Thank you, Skeptic.
Look, you're annoyed that you're here. I get it. I'm also annoyed that I'm here. But we're all in this together, and we're dealing with a bit of a ticking clock right now, so please just get to the cabin.
Just gonna give that. Okay, you're being cagey. Why aren't you? What aren't you telling me? I think we can save that question. I want to know how she's supposed to.
Just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you. You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What proof could you possibly ask for?
That she can end the world.
Literally anything.
A single smidge of information.
Fine. Check your pockets.
Ooh. Leave your pockets unchecked. No, I'll check them.
Put your hands in your pockets and pull out an envelope with the words, "The Evidence," written across the front.
Yeah, but hold up. The narrator can make up things and they just happen. That's the purpose of the narrator. So...
Within, you find a note in your handwriting. It reads, "The princess will end the world if you don't stop her. This is an immutable truth." That doesn't prove anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting?
I love Skeptic.
I wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side. You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to? Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk. I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get.
This is a really, really fun idea. I like this a lot.
I've told
What aren't you telling me?
Everything you need to know. Going into more detail will just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your
disagree.
job more difficult.
I think it's a very complicated situation, and it could be a very simple situation if you just told me what the fuck I needed to know.
Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to trust me here.
That's all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
I'm still not going to. I'm going to go to the cabin, but I'm not going to take the knife downstairs this time.
Any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do
And now we're back to
everything in
this
her-
scene.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud?
Yes.
No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Okay, we're going in. I'm going to leave the knife upstairs. I'm going to go through the same series of events.
The interior of the cabin is less
It's a much
like a
nicer
woodland
knife.
retreat and more like a dungeon. The only furniture of note is an iron table.
Yep.
Bolted. The blade is your implement.
Oh, there's a mirror this time. The whole cabin is different. Yeah, you didn't say anything about the mirror.
Definitely did not. Does the mirror not count as furniture of note to you? Because it should. There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's
Okay.
definitely a mirror.
Yep, there's absolutely a mirror.
There isn't. I think you know what we have to do.
100%. Yeah, why would you lie about that?
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? You waste time preening yourself instead of...
Did he
doing what
just
needs
Uno
to be
reverse
done.
me? I'm going to the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Why am I a lizard person?
But it was there a second ago, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Hell yeah. Go to the basement. This whole cabin's different. I want to know.
Different. Yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely.
Different timeline, different something. I don't know.
Now, isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Sure have.
So focus up. Don't get distracted by minor details.
I'm gonna get so distracted by minor details. Go into the basement.
I'm afraid I'm going to insist we take the blade. We're in a dangerous situation, and I'm not letting us go down there without a weapon.
I'm going without a weapon.
You sure? She killed us with it last time. What if she turns it against us again? Yes, I'm sure. And I've already got a plan for that. Still with those past life delusions, are we? I hope part of that plan is don't give the world any monstrosity your only weapon. Because unless you've decided to arm the princess, I don't think you need to worry about her having a weapon.
That is a very good point. She won't kill me unless she knows I'm turning against her. However, if none of us have a weapon, I'd rather go in there without the dagger.
Peachy, we'll be fine. Okay, I'm trusting you.
Yeah, no, I gotta say here.
Normally, yeah, but not about this. Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we go.
Skeptic, you were so cool earlier.
Wonderful.
Damn it!
Exactly that. Sweeping the knife from the table before proceeding to the basement. Don't worry about it. We have a knife, so what? It's not like we have to use it. No, you don't have to do anything, but you do well to use it regardless. Moving on. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate her
Okay,
voice,
we know this.
harsh but controlled.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs.
She's
Been a
different.
while
She's
since
starting
I've
with
had
the
company.
thick red font, which was usually when she was turning hostile.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you.
That's a
the
different
heavy
crown.
collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both
She's
her
also
wrists to the
severely
far
locked
wall,
down.
joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. So much for cutting her out of here. Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
Mm-hmm.
That was there last time too, wasn't it? It was.
Yes.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
I agree. I'm not sure I need to do much of anything. You see how locked up she is? I'm just gonna leave her here. You know what?
The door locked behind us the last time we tried that, remember? If by divine will, just as you finish the thought, you hear a door slam. I'm afraid you won't be leaving until the task is finished. Doesn't matter how many chains she's in, without your intervention, she'll find a way out eventually.
I disagree.
That's not fair.
It isn't.
Unless you deal with her right here, right now, she will remain an
God, I don't
existential
trust it.
threat to the entire world.
I don't trust the
What
narrator.
seems unfair to you is fair for everyone else. Huh. So it's not even safe to think. I see how it is.
How surprising. They locked you down here too.
Mm-hmm. Sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she
Yeah,
stops
this
you
is
before
different.
you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
Fair enough.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sure. Sit where I was told to sit.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
I'm going to be very upfront, just like last time. What do you mean my intentions? I've been here before. Am I the only one that remembers that? What happened after I died last time? That other chain on the wall, who's it for? What would you have me do? Seems I don't have much of a choice. Slay the princess. So tell her I'm sorry and slay her are different things. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Am I the only one who remembers that?
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game.
Ah!
I remember.
Cool.
I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has
Come on, everyone, just help me out here.
It's complicated things. How exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion.
Mm-hmm.
The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
A contingency?
A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
So every time I try and save her, it's going to get harder. Is what I'm surmising from that, right? More chains. It's not a cabin, it's a full-blown dungeon now.
Now hold on, if you knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles. I needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough, I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it.
But who
You're
is
lucky.
the voice of the
So
hero?
don't
Because I
waste
know
that luck
the
by
skeptic
messing it
came
up
from what happened last time.
Alright?
So where did the hero come from?
Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying
Let it
that's too
swim!
much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
I don't want to.
I won't. Fine. But you won't get another word from me on the matter. Yeah, sure. We'll see about that. Just give it a rest. This isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Seems I've got a few, or I got a new one. Asking me about my intentions earlier. What do you mean by that? What happened after I died last time? I need to know that.
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows? It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
I would assume not.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible.
I think you are, but nothing
Maybe both of us are stuck
detrimental
in this
to
loop
me.
without any idea why or how.
Okay. You're asking my intentions. Let's figure out my
Yes.
intentions.
Your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here? There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, and I don't see any keys in your hands either. So I'm afraid my only way out is another surgical removal.
Mm-hmm. But we can't quite do that, can we?
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck? Or does she think she'd survive a beheading? You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her.
Hold up. No, that... Why are you against that idea? Because if we behead her, and she's delusional, you just win. That's a win-win.
Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
I don't think so either. Okay. Let's talk about the chain on the wall first.
I don't know, but you could always try it on.
Yeah, that does sound fun.
Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Do I have an option to do it? Inspect the shackle.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. And why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle, and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is? And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it? I don't know. Maybe it will. He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
I'm with you, skeptic.
But what if he's telling the truth? He isn't. I am. Against your better judgment,
Inspect immediately.
Approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next.
Say it.
What is
Say
that
it,
supposed to
coward.
mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad. Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Skeptic and I get along, you know?
As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism.
Why'd you get
Before
quiet?
You can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck. And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement. Excuse me? Yes? Are we stuck here now? Yes.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now?
You know what? I'm happy with this ending.
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve. That's horrible. It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information. Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch?
Nope.
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
Mm-hmm. I want to know if she knew this was going to happen.
No.
Okay. Fair enough. You know what? You raise a good point, and your thoughtful and decisive answer really is going to help us get through this.
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
No one for small talk, are you?
Nope.
All right, fair enough.
That's rude.
So you only talk to me a lot because I had a knife? Wait in silence.
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything.
Mm-hmm.
This is so boring. There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing. But their time passes.
Oh, I didn't mean to double tap that. There must be something missing, but there isn't. Time passes.
It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent. At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
But how?
How exactly does that work? It just does. But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again.
Oh, thanks.
And let me guess, the cabin remains the same.
And he's just going to keep interrupting us until eventually time passes where I die.
If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work. I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there, but then they get larger and larger.
We'll wait in silence.
You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls. Doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
We should have.
She hasn't starved. I guess she hasn't.
And we're caved.
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass and pass, until suddenly there are no
We're outside.
walls. And I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
Hey!
So this is the outside world. It's
Uh-oh. But you don't get the chance to respond. Something has taken her away, and it's left something out in her stead.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
What's the mirror doing?
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her. The narrator is gone. The narrator is gone.
Does that mean the world ended? It must have. Do any of us know what the world ending is supposed to look like?
No idea.
If there's even a her to find anymore. You're right. She's gone. It's just
But
us
she didn't do anything.
Awful.
A literal amalgamation of hands came and took her.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
Let's do it.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
We gotta do it. The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Final.
So does the abyss that we're currently in. Don't worry about that. You approach them. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It's quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. What the fuck? Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
What are you? Is this the end of the world? Let her out of there. Do you know the narrator? Are you what trapped me here? Do you know about worlds beyond this place? Are you the princess? Do we know each other? What happens now is a attack the entity or destroy your body. Let's ask about the gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
Okay, so whatever this is different from the princess. What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
I don't know what I am.
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
This music is awesome. You know the narrator.
You are the only thing I have ever known.
Oh!
The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Okay. Are you what sent me to slay the princess?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Okay. So, if the princess manages to get outside, this thing takes her. She is not the end of the world. The princess itself. This thing might be. But it doesn't exist or wake up until the princess is outside of the cabin. Okay. Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
That's a fair point. Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Okay. Okay. Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
Were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Yes. Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
I'm taking a screenshot when I click this again. I wanted this on its own. This is crazy. So it wants me to replay and try a bunch of different things and feed all those things to this entity. God, there's so many options. Okay. And what if I don't let you?
Then we will be here forever.
Got it that
as
time.
we are now. Unfinished. Dry. Hollow.
How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
Okay, are you going to remold the world?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Okay. Make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her.
Okay.
You won't.
Oh. Everything goes dark and you die.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Holy shit. Okay. This is very cool. I'm very excited to play more, but we are going to end it here. Thank you, everybody, if you tuned in for seconds or minutes or the whole thing. I appreciate the heck out of you. God, this is so cool. The voice acting is nice. The story is... I mean, who knows? Who knows what the story is? Because I don't. I have no idea. But it's very well done. The art is very cool. And the possibilities of what could happen for the rest of this game are fascinating. So I can't wait to find out. Until then, take care, everyone.